thinking with my eyes closed that I felt alone. And then when I open my eyes, I see you. And then I remember you're there all the time. I'm good. I'm done.
Okay, wonderful, Gary.
That was super cool. Wow, thank you. What's so cool, and it was totally unexpected for me, was to feel so massively, I don't want to say taken care of, but not alone.
Mm-hmm.
So having something amazing about having you be there. I mean, and I really felt it in this eyes closed, eyes open moment. Because I was like, oh, there's John. And then I closed my eyes and you're still there. And literally seeing your after image in my eyelids was really so cool. For me, I tend to pour all sorts of, I really want to take care of everyone all the time. It's kind of a problem. And so because of that, I'm a terrible editor. Like everything I do will have 16 different ways of saying the same thing. Mm-hmm. Right. And I just love, it's so counter Gary to go, okay, here's a project. I'm going to put someone else in front of me and I'm not going to say a word. And then allowed to see what shows. It's so great. It's so not me. Not that this process wasn't. The process was great, but just that's your starting point. I'm like, that is a mind blower, actually. That's pretty something. The thing that's scary for me right now is my superpower, and I'm fine to claim this one, is when I'm in a room with other people, especially in that facilitation space. Yeah. I'm very accurate, for the most part, of being able to feel what's happening in that room.
Right. Yes.
And adjusting on the fly, and really comfortable. And actually, that's my best space. The problem is this, because if that's taken away, if I don't get the molecules, the sharing of molecules, literally, it's like kryptonite to Superman. I'm completely blind, and. So we'll see what happens, because if that's the constraint, then Superman needs a new job.
I'm sure there's discovery on your horizon.
Oh yeah. It's not a sad story. It's just really you observe it. No, it's exciting. It's a constraint. Yes. That's an improv constraint right there.
Right.
Totally. You explored there's this first person, third person thing, right? So I've watched, so watching other people's videos is sort of academic in some ways. So I think like it's cool and it's got its thing and it's artistic, but it's also can be like, oh, but man, as soon as people see their own, right? Isn't there a whole, ego suddenly comes flying into the world, doesn't it? Just this, right? Like now we're in conversation.
Yes.
But we were in conversation before. It was just a different kind of conversation, which.
Yes. Yeah.
And I can this is familiar, and I know who this person is, who this person is, like when I show up for this conversation.
Yes. Right.
But when we were recording, I didn't know who that person was. I was like, who's that? And then I'm an extrovert, so literally when a thought hits my brain, it usually comes out of my mouth. Just how that works.
Right. Yeah. Well, again, that's a fascinating thread as to so many people say when in the silence that even they are surprised what arrives, or they are surprised as what is through this door that we walk through
Yeah.
And that's, yes, that has been a fabulously reliable experience.
So when you do these recordings, what's happening for you? Are you, yeah, that's the question.
Yeah, well, it's amazing because it feels as though there's a real energetic connection. There's a real energetic investment, in the best of the terms, investment. So I have to be here. I have to really make sure that my energy is clean. I want to make sure I'm in a good space. And then I was almost just making this virtual connection to say, I'm looking over the Atlantic right now.
Oh, neat.
Gary's over there.
Yeah.
But there is no distance.
Right.
So there's a lot of fun things that are happening in terms of.
That's super cool. That's like, yeah, there's a word for that, like you're astral projecting.
Yes,
yourself.
almost. Yes, exactly. Yes, there's some sort of, yes, you're on a certain plane. We are next to each other right now, sitting right next to each other right now.
Yeah.
And then, it has evolved over the time of my feeling uncomfortable, not asking a question. And it's almost like those performers, any artist performers always say they have the same, even stage fright, even though they've been performing hundreds, if not thousands of times.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, that every time dropping into silence with somebody, it feels as though it's for the first time. But I have some signpost to tell me this is the.
It's yeah. It's cool.